Hi, everybody. I'm Kristen Gidel Kelly. I'm the founder and clinical director of Imagine Recovery. I'm an EMDR consultant and facilitator with Institute of Creative Mindfulness. This is Michele, and we are going to show you what EMDR is. And I want to say that this is a real session. I don't know what Michele's going to say. We have not practiced this, but we want you to have a real, authentic experience of what EMDR looks like, because people ask about that, and that's valid. So to start off, Michele,
Yes,
how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about being on video, but in general, I'm good.
awesome. Okay. So Michele, what is something that you want to work on today?
I want to work on a memory that happened when I was in sixth grade of not being able to pass a multiplication test. And the result of that was every day we would take it, and everybody who passed got to pick their seat in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't study for it. And so I didn't pass, and I ended up being the only girl on the boy side of the room.
That's awful.
Yeah, as I'm saying it, it feels so benign, but at the time it really felt like a big deal.
Yeah, that is a big deal. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for saying that. That felt nice.
Is it okay if I write a couple notes
Yes,
down, Michele?
yeah.
Okay, so this is, okay, so we're in sixth grade
Mhm.
and the test. Okay. You won't see me write down too many things, but just to refresh our memory if we need it. So, Michele, before we get started, I want to introduce this little guy. This is called a theratapper. Okay, this is something that's often used with EMDR. People think about EMDR with the eye movements, but we're going to try out some of this, and then we're going to maybe try some self tapping. Okay.
Yep.
So, how this works is you hold one of these in each hand, and this is going to buzz back and forth like a cell phone vibrating in your pocket. So when we turn it on, it should feel relaxing mostly. Okay. And it just helps your body and your nervous system kind of settle in so that we can work on some of these hard things. Okay.
Yeah.
So to start off with, I want you to just think about a calm place for you. And we're just going to set this up as a resource before we do our processing. So you can tell me in as much detail as you want or as little detail as you want, but tell me a little about your calm place.
So I have a memory of being on the beach in Hawaii, visiting one of my younger sisters, and it's just the perfect temperature. The water, I can hear the waves, I can smell sunscreen, and it's just this sense of my whole body being just warm and relaxed.
Wonderful. So, Michele, bonus points because I was going to ask you to notice your five senses. So, I want you to just keep noticing that. I'm going to turn on the tapper. I'm going to slow it down a little bit.
Okay.
Tell me if this is too fast or too slow. I want it to feel a little on the slower side so you can just imagine yourself being in Hawaii, just chilling.
Yeah.
Feel okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to just keep noticing everything that's happening with your five senses in Hawaii. Everything you can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Just keep noticing that. We're going to take a pause and a breath. And what's coming up for you?
That I really love the ocean. Like the sense of being on the sand and just like that area right where the water meets the beach just feels relaxing to me.
Fantastic. So we're going to do 2 more rounds of just being in Hawaii. So just keep noticing everything that's happening in your mind and body in Hawaii. pause and a deep breath. What's coming up for you now?
I like this. I just felt like my body could sink into the sand and like just this feeling like everything's okay. Like I can smell plumeria and that sound of seagulls. It's just really nice.
Fantastic. So, as we do this last round, and if your body's holding any tension or distress, if we could just imagine letting that go, if that feels okay,
Okay.
and still being in the beach in Hawaii. I'm sorry to take you out of the stream, but take a breath if you need it. And what's wonderful is you can go back to this at any time, inside and outside a session. Outside, you can do some slow self tapping and imagine Hawaii, and now it's installed.
Mm, love that.
Nice job. Okay, so want to set up your container.
Okay.
Okay, so container is another skill we use in EMDR. It just helps us put stuff away. Think of it like Tupperware. Like
Okay.
we're going to come back to it and process it later, but it's just a short term storage. So you don't have to hold it right here, remembering it. Okay. So if you think about a container like that, what's coming to mind?
A big dumpster in like the edge of a parking lot and it's so strong and metal and big.
Perfect. So I'm going to turn up the speed just a little bit
Okay.
here. Okay. Tell me if that feels too fast.
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool. So I want you to imagine the container you just
Okay.
described, the dumpster. Are we calling it dumpster?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to imagine dumpster. I'm turning this on. And I just want you to you're like an artist. Like, I
Okay.
want you to just build this in your mind.
Yeah, I feel like I love dumpster. It's green, it's big, it's strong. I like it.
Just keep noticing that. Let's take a breath and a pause. What else do you notice about dumpster?
There's green grass around it and then trees and forest. And I notice this feeling of like being strong in my body
Awesome.
when I'm like thinking about it and seeing it. Like I feel very solid.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So now we want to work on building your confidence around dumpster.
Okay.
So we want to, check in with, does dumpster feel big enough? Does it feel, you mentioned it feeling strong. Do you feel confident it's going to hold your stuff? And then can you open that lid and close it? And when you close it, does it feel secure? Or do we need to add other things to help it feel secure? Okay. So just be curious about that and continue to build dumpster. Let's take a breath and a pause. And what's coming up there?
Yeah, that feels good. Um, so at first, Dumpster had kind of a friendly face. Like I don't know if you've ever seen Thomas the Train. Like they have like kind of like this big welcoming smile, and that felt good initially. But as I was kind of exploring what you were saying, it definitely felt like it needed to be able to like
Yeah.
have like a meaner face. And then I thought about, opening and closing it, and it felt like it actually needed to have like satin cushiony stuff on the inside so that the things that I throw in there are okay. And it needs locks. And then at the end, it needs an elephant to sit on it.
Perfect. Perfect. So a lot of times when we build a container, we might need to have those extra reinforcements. So that's awesome that you let your creativity build that. So I want you to keep imagining that in your mind. And then if you want to, you could put some things inside your container.
Like what?
Anything you want.
Okay.
So anything that may be causing distress like
Okay.
that. Like you mentioned, like I feel nervous being on
Yeah.
camera. Like you could put that inside the
Okay.
container. Okay.
Yep.
So let's play with that. You're doing great. Take a breath and a pause. And what are you noticing now?
Well, at first, it made that like buzzy feeling of anxiety increase. But what I realized was that I needed to know that I could take it back out.
Yes.
So I put the like a little nervous about being on a video in there, and something in me was like, well, that's also protective.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, well, maybe it just needs to be able to peek out, but that wasn't right. So what I needed to know was that I had keys to the locks.
Yes.
And so it felt like, oh, okay, once I know that when I leave this room, I can take it back out, it felt good. And then I could really put it in the dumpster and close the top and put the elephant on. And it made my system feel relaxed.
Excellent work, Michele. Excellent work. So it's very normal for, when we're even in resourcing and in processing, sometimes there's that little spike in the anxiety. I call it the roller coaster effect.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we want to see is like there's a spike and then it goes down.
Yeah, it definitely, by the end of it, I felt like the whole inside of my body just landed.
It's fantastic. Okay. And then you meant bonus points again. So you mentioned the fourth element that I teach with container is that you want to feel confident that like once you put stuff in, it stays there. But then sometimes people like to, step away from it. Sometimes people like to have it with them.
Yeah.
So as you kind of lock up your container now, I want you to see if there's any other elements that you want to add to that. Okay. You're doing fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, having the keys is really what's making me feel good about it.
Let's take a breath and a pause. Is there anything else that you feel like you need to add to your container, or does it feel complete?
Yeah, I put 2 dogs at it.
Nice.
And then I had the keys, and it was like, okay, this feels good.
Okay. And then the last step is there any body distress remaining that you want to just tuck away before we begin processing? And I'm going to turn this on again, and you can just put that in your container and lock it up.
Yeah, that feels good.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I've stopped the bilateral, so go ahead and take a breath and a pause. Fantastic. Any questions about any of that? Okay, so now we're ready to go. Are you excited?
Yep.
Okay, so I want to say, Michele, that if at any point this feels like too much, we can stop.
Okay.
So we've decided the memory that we want to work on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask you some questions. And this is the part of EMDR where I joke, like, I get real boring.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you these questions to activate the event.
Yep.
And then we're going to start doing more of the bilateral.
Okay.
And help you bring down some of the distress.
Great.
Okay. So when you think about this event from 6th grade and the test, what's the worst part of it?
Just feeling like I'm alone and people, like, maybe it's people think I'm dumb, or and feeling, can there be two things? And feeling like I wasn't protected by the teacher in some way. Like, why didn't he know that that was a really bad plan?
Mm-hmm. 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 And when you think about this memory now, what's the negative belief that goes along with it about yourself? I have cheat sheets if you need it.
Yeah, there's something about, and I might have to say it to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's like, I should have worked harder on that, or why couldn't I have just studied? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, things like that. That's the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why can't I do this? Yeah, that feels, it's like, why can everybody else do this and I can't do this? I don't know, that's not like a belief.
It's,
it's like, yeah, it's what's here.
so what's important about the belief is that it's about you.
Yeah.
So like we can't change what the teacher did.
Yeah.
So we can't have it be like, I want the teacher to be better.
Yeah.
Wish I could change that.
Yeah.
Don't have that magic wand yet. But
yes.
So this is great because it's talking about your experience.
Yeah.
You did a great job. So Michele, instead of feeling like why can everyone do this and I can't, and the other things you mentioned, what do you want to believe instead?
That I did the best I could with the resources I had, and like, I'm okay. Like, I have a calculator.
Yeah, you do. Michele, on a scale of 1 to 7, with 1 being completely false and 7 being completely true, how true does this belief feel right now in this moment?
Can you read it to me?
Absolutely. I did the best I could with the resources I have. How true does that feel to you right now in this moment? 1 is completely false, 7 is completely true.
Maybe a 4.
Okay.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
There's something about like shame in there too.
Bonus points.
Okay.
What emotions are you feeling?
When I think about that, there's definitely shame. Like, I have this feeling of like not wanting to be looked at, like not wanting to be seen on the side of the room, like all the girls picked to be together. And like, I just wish there's like, yeah, definitely a part that feels like exposed in my badness or something, like I was lazy, or like that something's wrong with me. Yeah, so it's definitely shame.
Thank you for sharing that, Michele. And that shame, where do you feel it in your body?
Oh, it's like definitely the front side of my body, torso, and it's like this drippy, gluey, glug. Just that. Oh yeah.
I love working with you. The somatic experiencing therapist.
Yeah.
Okay, Michele. So when you think about all of that, in the original memory. What's the level of distress? 0 is nothing or neutral, and 10 is the worst you can imagine.
Oh, geez. Like a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now I want you to bring together anything you're noticing in your body with the negative beliefs of why can everyone else do this and I can't, and the image of the target memory, and just notice whatever you notice as I begin the tapping. If this is too fast, let me know.
Do I tell you out loud?
So you're going to stay silent until I say take a breath. Let's take a breath and pause. Take a deep breath. And what are you noticing?
There's definitely a sense of sadness. There's like a tenderness, like I feel teary-eyed, but it's kind of two-sided. It's like this sadness, but also compassion. Like both of those things are here.
Doing great. Just keep noticing all that. Let's take a breath. What's coming up for you now?
So I don't know if I'm doing this right. So I just say that. But what's coming up is like I can see the classroom and I can see like little me in the classroom in this desk. Like I can see it so clearly. And this like repeating this, why can everybody else do this and I can't? And then there's this sense that like grown up me is there too. And just this sense of like you're not alone. Like this protective energy coming in, this really like nurturing, sweet, like it makes me feel tender.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can't do this wrong.
Okay.
And in fact, bonus points again because you're bringing in parts.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sometimes this happen and sometimes not.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to encourage you in this moment to notice those two parts.
Okay.
And have both of those two parts just notice what's happening inside that memory. Let's take a breath. What do you notice now?
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like that sense of strength and kind of composure that I was talking about earlier coming way more online.
Cool.
Yeah. Like there's a sense of feeling more solid.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just like it feels like there's so much compassion, and like the other belief kind of is coming out by itself.
Awesome. So let's check in with the younger,
Yeah.
the sixth grade you. How's she feeling?
Yeah, she's still like a little bit teary, but also feels, yeah, I feel like she can feel that she's not alone.
Mhm. Let's
Yeah.
keep going with that.
Okay, what part? What do I do?
All of it. Yeah, just
Okay.
notice what's coming up. Just
Okay.
allow it. Oh, your brain knows what to do.
Okay.
So just trust that your brain's doing what it needs to do. You're doing great. Let's take a breath. What's coming up now?
Well, just on the surface, like I feel so much better.
Good.
And that one was interesting because you asked, like, let's check in with the younger part. And it made me realize, like, it's really easier for me to be the grown up nurturing part. And, like, I can feel myself, like, petting her hair and
Good.
feeling so much love. But because of that question, I kind of shifted orientations to see if I could experience that as the younger part. Like, can I receive
Yeah.
that? Like, can I feel that loving presence? And yeah, there just really was a sense at first of like, and then being able to do that and feeling like, as I was able to receive that, this sense of almost like the grown up part of me putting protective hands around my heart.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is like bonus again. But
Yeah.
like that's parts work.
Yeah.
That's that healing and parts work that people talk about too. So
Yeah.
it's fantastic. And so, I would encourage you to keep doing whatever instinctually is showing up for the older part. If she wants to pet the hair, hold her.
Okay.
What else does she want to say to the younger part? And we also want to check in on younger parts' level of distress because it's probably different from older part.
Yeah.
So 0 to 10, zero is nothing or neutral, 10's worst you can imagine. What's the number for younger part?
1.9.
Yes.
I was like two. I want to say two, but it feels like it's like it doesn't trust the 2 a little bit. So
Yeah.
I would say 1.9, but when I was in it, not thinking about the number, it just felt so like the younger part felt so soothed and so much better.
And older part, what's her number? 0 to 10.
10's feeling.
10 is the most distress you've ever felt.
Oh, maybe I'm doing it backwards.
That's okay. So let's start again. So younger part
is feeling way less distressed.
Yeah.
If they were feeling a 3, they're feeling a 1.9 less distressed.
Yep.
Okay. And older part, whatever the number is that feels confident and strong and like.
So no distress.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that often happens when we're working with parts.
Okay.
Is like the older parts tend to feel less distress.
Yeah.
And the younger parts hold more distress because they're in those memories, right?
Yeah.
So the cool thing is older parts can help younger parts.
Yeah, I love that.
It's like parenting yourself.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
So let's just keep noticing all that, and let's
Okay.
help younger part just continue to feel good and feel less distressed.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do I orient from inside the younger part or the older part, or just let whatever happens happen?
Just let whatever happens happens. Let's take a breath. What do you notice now?
My breath is clear.
Great.
Yeah, my breath feels really smooth. And there's some questions in there about, am I doing this right? Because what happened, and I just went with it, was like it felt like to get less distress, younger part just wanted to be at home in a room.
Mhm.
So it was like, okay. And like took a minute just to be there looking out the window at the mountains, and that felt really good. And then um, being back in the classroom felt less distress. And this is weird, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It felt like the older energy was just massaging the little one's brain, like inside the skull. Like it just made it feel like, oh, like I don't have to worry about this. Yeah, like yeah, like just totally the places in the brain that felt like contracted could just be like, oh,
Yeah.
like oh, I can be in the classroom and it can be okay.
That's amazing. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And just know that, like, I like to joke, I'm like the GPS.
Yes.
So if you're familiar at all with The Office and Michael Scott and the episode where he drives into the lake,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you drive into the
Okay.
lake. So if anything's like going off course, like I'm gonna gently redirect you. But mostly like I get to stay out of the way and just let this beautiful healing happen.
Cool.
So you're doing awesome. So let's check in again with both parts and distress and just clear anything else out that needs to be cleared. Let's take a breath. And what do you notice now?
We're good. Like there was a moment of the younger part being afraid that the older part was going to leave. Like, can I trust that you're going to stay? And the older part was like, yeah. And then the younger part tossed the memory of a couple of people in the dumpster. I was like, oh yeah, I can contain things. Like, let's get rid of some of the eyes.
Yes.
And that felt really, really good. And I think the older part was just like just for this moment.
Yeah.
Like without having to think about like what comes next or any other times, like I can be with you in this moment, in this memory. And that felt really good and complete.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. So is the distress a 0?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So that positive belief that we came up with, I did the best I could with the resources I have.
Yeah.
How true does that feel right now in this moment?
Really true.
One is completely one is completely false and 7 is completely true.
So bad with numbers. All the way. Like star blasting out of my heart true. So you can translate that into numbers. That's my scale.
So we want to notice that star blasting out of the chest
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want you to just notice that it feels like a 7. Take a breath. Still feel star blasting.
Yeah.
Okay. Notice that. Take a breath. Still star blasting. Excellent. Okay, so the next of what's going to happen is think of it like a checks and balances, okay? So I want you to pair the positive belief together with the original memory and notice that. Take a breath. Still good?
Yeah.
Okay, one more. Positive cognition and the original memory. Hold them together. Take a breath. Still okay? Okay. Scan your body from head to toe, right here, right now, in this moment. Are you holding any distress in your body?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just notice that. And if there's any kind of, you can move a little bit. We've been sitting for a while. Yeah. Just noticing that calm feeling. Take a breath. Bring together the clear body scan together with the positive belief and the original target memory, and just notice what you notice. Take a breath, and one more time, hold together the clear body scan, the positive belief, and the original target memory. And take a breath. Can you look inside and just thank both of these parts for being here today and doing this one? You cleared a target.
Yay!
You did so well. How was that for you?
So interesting. So interesting. It's really like it feels good right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And then